So episode 10, season 3 of the Traitors came on. We have to talk about it. This episode was so good. Had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. Gabby is definitely the MVP of this episode. I loved what she did in this episode. We have to talk about it. So the episode starts off, Brittany goes to the dungeon, she meets Danielle, she doesn't seem that surprised, and she accepts her ultimatum to become a traitor. And so like the beginning of the episode, you're thinking, okay, things are looking pretty good for these two ladies. I didn't have that much faith in Danielle that she could kind of hold it together the rest of this game, but now with Brittany, it's looking good for her. So you start out the episode thinking, okay, they're a dynamic duo, things are looking good for the Traitors. Not gonna lie, they were scaring me when they were talking about who to murder, because they were talking about my girl Gabby, and I was like, oh no, it's too soon to lose Gabby. They decided on Tom Sandoval. Poor Tom. It was finally his time. I just love the way how he reacted to this, because he's like, of course, I'm the strongest man in this house. Of course I was gonna get murdered. I knew this was coming. His time has come. Unfortunately, he was great TV. At breakfast, Danielle is kind of working Dylan. Brittany is trying her best to hold it together. Dolores, I don't know what's going on with Dolores. She just is starting to just assume maybe Ivar is a traitor, who, that just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and so they're waiting to see who's going to walk through breakfast. I almost lost it when I saw Gabby finally walk through that door. I was so excited because, I did not want Gabby. And look how awesome she looks. That's a great outfit. She is a queen, and she has already decided, I'm going after Danielle. She is clearly a traitor. Gonna make sure she's gone. And Danielle is thinking, gotta get rid of Gabby because Gabby's too smart. She is our #1 target. Brittany and Danielle have already decided that Gabby is going to be the target for banishment. So Ellen lets them know at the challenge that there is a new power called the Seer. With the Seer power, they are going to be able to choose one person, ask them face to face, are you a faithful or a traitor, and get an answer. And so going into this challenge, everyone is incredibly nervous and tense. Obviously, Danielle and Brittany are very intent on winning this power because they don't want to be found out. Gabby really wants the power. I was nervous this whole episode because I thought if Gabby gets the power and asks Danielle face to face, hey, are you a traitor? Danielle could probably just still lie her way around it. I didn't have as much faith in what Gabby was going to do at the end of this episode. At the beginning, I should have had more faith in Gabby because I was worried because Danielle's been talking a huge game, how like Gabby doesn't know what's going to come to her. But no, Gabby is a queen and she holds her own this whole episode. Spoiler alert, we still do not know who has the power of the Seer. So we're going to find that out in the next episode. So Brittany tries to work her magic, trying to sway people into thinking, hey, Gabby is kind of suspicious. She hasn't talked to anyone this whole time except for her little group, and so she's been a little bit by herself. Maybe that is a sign of a traitor because she hasn't felt like she has to, communicate with everyone. So Dylan is kind of being a little swayed, but he does have that little idea that Danielle is a traitor in his head. And he's starting to kind of trust Gabby, I think, even though he's been suspicious of her this whole time. So the crew is taking down memory lane. In a sense, with this challenge, they are going to be face-to-face with a couple of different memories from their time at the castle. The first challenge, they are reintroduced to all of the creepy clowns who hold balloons with either money or death in them. They have to basically keep their eye on the balloons that have the money versus the little skull. And then after the clowns are finished dancing around, they have to choose which balloon to pop. And as each challenge goes by, the goal is to collect more and more money, and whoever has the most money wins the Seer power. I did not enjoy this visual. Unfortunately, Gabby and Dylan do not do so great at this challenge. The next challenge, they have to go to this creepy little dollhouse area. They each have a doll in their laps. They have to pull the string. After they pull the string, the doll will say a money amount, and they have the choice of continuing to pull the doll string to get more money. But if they pull too many times, then it'll say they're too greedy and they lose all the money. Again, Dylan and Gabby, unfortunately, pulled the string too many times and win 0 money. Danielle ends up getting the most money out of this challenge, along with Dolores and Brittany. I was personally getting real nervous because Danielle was real excited. She's doing real well in these challenges, and I was like, oh no, the worst person to get this power would be Danielle. And if I haven't made it clear already, I am like Team Gabby, and I don't know. No hate to Danielle, but don't really want her to win this game. The next challenge involves them finding all these bags with gold in them. They have to fill these boxes with their names on it and lift the box before the 5-minute time limit is up. So they have to run, find bags with gold in them, and unfortunately there's some like really gross things in the bag with the gold, so they have to like fish through it, find the gold. RIP to Gabby's manicure. They do say literally anyone could win this, but obviously Danielle, Dolores, and Brittany have a pretty good head start. Fortunately, at the end of this challenge, we do not find out who won. We do learn at the end of the night, after the round table, is when this power will be able to be used. Whoever the seer is will be able to ask someone after the round table if they survive. This moment right here was so awkward. It was like a game of chicken almost, that silent treatment chicken. I don't know. Gabby was like, I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm going to sit here and I'm not going to leave. Just leading up to the round table. This moment was sufficiently wonderful and awkward at the same time. Team Gabby forever. She's the queen. So Gabby is so smart, and she's giving Dylan all the actual evidence that she's compiled of Danielle being a traitor. All the evidence that she gives Dylan is starting to change his mind. Obviously, it looked like traitor and traitor crime. She saw Danielle and Carolyn coming out of that secret bookcase a couple episodes before. Everything just looks very suspicious. Dylan is starting to be swayed. He's letting Danielle know, hey, just a heads up, it's between you and Gabby, and honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards you. Danielle's kind of pretending to be, oh no, I'm heartbroken. Why on earth would you say that, Dylan? And, trying to pull on his heartstrings a bit. Brittany is starting to lose it. She's starting to panic because obviously things are not looking great for them. Things were not looking good for Danielle. It was kind of funny watching Brittany run around the castle because she just does a little bit too much. I think she's starting to look incredibly suspicious herself because she's panicking. I don't know. And I get like, looking at her as someone who's like, hey, I don't want my friend to go away. Like we have this history where I backstabbed her in quotations. And I don't want to do that again. Hey, don't vote for Danielle. So maybe it's not as suspicious as I personally think it is, but it's not looking great for Brittany as she's like literally running around this house trying to find Ivar to convince, hey, it's not Danielle, right? She finally finds Ivar and she's talking to him and he kind of lets her know, hey, honey, it's Danielle. I'm going to vote for Danielle. And she's letting him know, I don't think I can do that. I can't vote for her, based on our history. She kind of gives a good argument why she can't vote for Danielle because it would just be too hard for her. But Ivar's reminding her, hey, honey, it's a game. You got to do what you got to do. I'm not a huge Ivar fan, but he was doing his best just to kind of convince Brittany, like, you're not a bad person for playing this game. You can do it.
I just don't know if I can. It's a game, sweetheart.
So night falls, the round table is upon us. To be quite honest, if Brittany was the last surviving traitor in the group, like if Danielle does get voted out, I wouldn't necessarily be mad. I was really hoping Brittany would be a traitor all along, and so I'm glad we finally get like a little bit of her being able to be a traitor. They all sit down. Everyone is super tense. Everyone knows what's about to happen. Danielle is ready to go to bat to defend herself. Gabby's ready to give her argument. Brittany looks like she's about to throw up. Dolores, for some reason, is ready to throw out Ivar's name for no reason at all. Poor Dylan, he's trying to decide, who do I go with? I have a gut feeling it's Danielle, but I'm close with her. I don't want to hurt her feelings, but it's just, there's a lot of evidence. This is where Gabby proves herself to be literally the queen of the castle. She is so smart. People start coming after her. Brittany is giving her kind of not great idea of why she could possibly be a traitor. Gabby holds her composure. She does not freak out. She is calm and collected because she knows that she is a faithful. Danielle starts to kind of go after her. And Gabby is very, very calmly disputes any claim that she has, saying, I do not have any allegiance at this table, but you do. She lets Danielle know, hey, Carolyn had some really good points to make. It looks like traitor on traitor action here at the round table. There's lots of evidence against you. Obviously, everyone starts to discuss, yeah, it does seem like, Danielle, you might be the traitor.
I always felt that a traitor will be the girl next door.
Yeah, which is a personality trait, which has gotten us in trouble before.
I get that. Let me finish.
First, Danielle is kind of giving the let me finish and is trying to kind of dominate Gabby here, but Gabby does not let that happen.
If you guys look at how I voted for Boston Rob not once, but twice.
So did I.
Yep.
I think it's easy for the traitors to frame me. I'm an easy target. I take everything on the chin.
I don't think you're an easy target. I think you're super smart, Gabby.
I'm not saying I'm dumb,
I love that.
but you think I'm 3 steps ahead. I think I could have been kept around for this long, for this particular moment.
Okay, so first of all, I said.
Also, let me talk.
Okay,
Thank you.
I don't have the stomach to be a traitor.
Same.
Her arguments against Gabby, not valid at all. Gabby is getting the upper hand here. Unfortunately, Dolores kind of starts changing the tides of talking about Ivor. So now Danielle is starting to realize, hey, the more convincing argument is against Ivor. And if I jump on the Ivor train, there'll be more numbers against me if me and Brittany and Dolores vote for Ivor. So she's kind of communicating with Brittany telepathically. I don't know. Hey, let's vote for Ivor. So when they start to vote, she gives some kind of lame excuse like, oh yeah, you're convincing me. I had an aha moment. It must be Ivor. Ivor's a traitor. And she's clearly only doing that because she needs the numbers. But unfortunately for her, Gabby, Dylan, and Ivor all vote for Danielle. And now they're at a standstill. Incoming lets them know, you have voted once. You have to vote one more time, and this time Danielle and Ivor cannot vote. He gives them the opportunity for Danielle and Ivor to kind of argue their case, why they're faithful. The 4 remaining people get to vote again. So Brittany's realizing, oh no, what do? Do I vote for Ivor again, or do I just kind of go with the group and vote for Danielle? She keeps saying things like, I don't think I can do it. But there's a little glance between her and Dolores in this episode that I think I interpreted that to mean Dolores looked like she was about to change her vote. And so I'm assuming Brittany thought, okay, Dolores is changing her vote. I guess I should jump on the bandwagon and do that as well. This episode leaves off in a cliffhanger. We do not know who Brittany voted for because, again, everyone has voted the same. Brittany seems shocked by this, and so the last moment of this episode is Brittany about to show her vote. I am hoping that she changed her vote to Danielle because I think at this point she's kind of come off pretty suspicious. She's gone to bat for Danielle too much. There's too much evidence against Danielle. If Brittany doesn't vote for Danielle, I'm afraid that she will be found out as the traitor. Because if I had the seer power and I had to choose one person out of the rest of the people at that table, if Danielle's gone, I would probably ask Brittany, what's up? Because she just seemed a little bit too suspicious. Brittany looks so distraught at the end of this episode, and I'm thinking it might be because she did vote Danielle out. Yeah, so Brittany looks shocked. I just feel terrible for Brittany at this moment because I know she's trying to play this game faithful to her fellow traitor, but I think it's about self-preservation at this point. I don't know. We're going to find out how she votes next week. The looks on her face, I'm assuming that perhaps she did vote for Danielle. Anyway, we'll find out what happens next episode, but I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, this was a great episode.